The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story, in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
I said Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
King Charles visited the U.S. to mark the 250th anniversary of American independence from Britain and to seek the release of a British hostage being held by an American terrorist.
What the f*** is she talking about? She didn't know. The fuck? It's the royal family. They're the original racists.
Brother's fiancée, Miss Meghan Markle, is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network.
The only difference between that show and this is people watch this one.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
Meghan Markle just won an award nobody wanted to give her. Most hated person of 2025. Not voted, not debated, just decided by almost everyone. This is a woman who went from playing a fake lawyer on TV to marrying a real prince to somehow making the entire world roll their eyes at her. Comedians, talk show hosts, sadists, they all lined up to take their shot, and she handed them the ammunition herself. So, today we're going through every single celebrity who helped Meghan earn this title, one roast at a time. And we're starting with the man who didn't just make a joke. He told the truth everyone was too scared to say. Chris Rock didn't roast Meghan Markle. He dissected her in just a few minutes. He took her entire I'm the victim story, the one she's been selling for years, and turned it into a punchline. Not because it was funny, but because deep down people knew he was right.
Gone on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google these motherfuckers?
The woman walked into a 1,000-year-old institution, one that survived wars, revolutions, 2 world wars, literal beheadings, and she was shocked it wasn't perfect. Come on, Chris Rock wasn't buying it for a single second. And neither was the audience. Because, think about it, you don't join the most watched, most scrutinized family on the planet and then act surprised that it comes with rules. That's like jumping into the ocean and complaining it's wet. Chris said what millions were already thinking. And the laugh track wasn't just laughter. It was agreement.
What the f*** is she talking about? She didn't know. The fuck? It's the royal family. They're the original racists.
They've been problematic since day one. Everyone knew it. Nobody said it until Chris did. And that mafia line, genius. Music simple. Brutal. You join the most powerful royal family on earth, and you're upset it had problems. That's like signing up for the mafia and crying about the crime.
That's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot. This motherfucker's invested in slavery like it was Shark Tank.
But then Chris went somewhere nobody expected. He touched the untouchable. That moment where someone asked what the baby would look like, Meghan turned it into the racism scandal of the decade. The media ran with it. People lost their minds over it. Chris Rock looked at all of that and laughed. Music, not because racism is funny, but because he saw exactly what it was, a normal question, twisted, stretched, packaged into a victim story and sold to the world. He called it out live on stage in front of everyone. Manufactured dram.
They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people want to know how brown the baby gonna be.
Chris Rock didn't just roast Meghan Markle. He gave the world permission to stop pretending. Next up, Colin Jost. And this one hit different, because Colin wasn't just making jokes. He was saying what every normal person was already thinking at dinner tables across America.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
Nobody wants them. Not America, not Britain, not anywhere. They're floating in a billionaire bubble in Montecito, rejected by one country, ignored by the other with nowhere to go, and nothing real to do.
Elon built electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why isn't he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
And Harry. This man gave up his family, his title, his country, his entire identity for music, what? To become the sidekick in someone else's story. The monarchy didn't destroy Harry. The marriage did. He went from 5th in line to the throne to 5th on his own wife's priority list.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
When SNL turns your life into a sketch, you're not a celebrity anymore. You're a punchline. And just when they thought it couldn't get more embarrassing, Joe Coy walked up to the Golden Globes microphone in front of every A-lister in Hollywood and pointed directly at them. No filter, no mercy. The most watched awards show of the year. And Harry and Meghan became the opening act nobody asked for.
Just a great series about a rich, white, dysfunctional family, all scheming. Oh no, that's The Crown. That's The Crown. I'm sorry.
It was brutal. And the crowd, they loved every second of it. Joe Coy said it with a straight face. They're just a rich, white, dysfunctional family, minus anything interesting. The whole room went silent for a second, then erupted, because everyone was thinking it. Nobody had said it that cleanly before.
How great was Imelda Staunton in The Crown? Wasn't she amazing? Her portrayal of the Queen was so good. Prince Harry called her and asked her for...
Award show hosts are supposed to play it safe. Smile. Keep it light. Don't offend anyone. Joe Coy did not get that memo. And then came the Netflix deal. Millions, tens of millions for content nobody could explain, describe, or actually wanted to watch. Even their fans struggled to defend it. The deal became a bigger joke than anything the comedians invented.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
But the American hosts, they were just warming up. Jimmy Kimmel stepped in and went straight for the kill. Their whole reason for leaving, escaping racism in America.
Harry said racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism.
The country with the perfect racial history. Kimmel looked at that logic and just couldn't. He dismantled it on primetime television in front of millions. But he wasn't done. Then he turned to Harry's memoir, the book where a grown man, a prince, sat down and wrote about his feelings for the entire world to read. Kimmel mocked it publicly, repeatedly, and nobody defended it, not even their fans. That's when you know it's over.
Prince Harry, whose memoir just broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling nonfiction book of all time. The story of Prince Harold and his frozen yogurt slinger is so popular, they're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis.
100 pages. A prince sitting down writing 600 pages about how hard his life was. Kimmel didn't even have to try. The material wrote itself. And just when you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, Jimmy Fallon found the pretzel bag. If you haven't seen it, Meghan posted lifestyle content showing how she carefully, mindfully decorated a pretzel bag as a gift for her rich friends. Fallon lost it. The audience lost it. The internet lost it. Because this is a woman who lectured the world about struggle and sacrifice, posting craft projects for millionaires.
Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags. They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
There's another bag.
And that confuses people.
This, we're just gonna put in the bag.
The best way to have a snack is to take the snack out of one bag and then move them into another bag and then label this new bag, even though this bag already has a label on it. Tap water!
The out-of-touch meter didn't just break, it exploded. But here's what made it worse. They couldn't stop talking. Oprah interview done. Netflix documentary done. Now 60 Minutes. Every time a normal person would quietly disappear, they grabbed another microphone. The desperation wasn't hidden anymore. It was visible.
The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story, in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
In case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary, every new interview was supposed to rescue the image. Every new interview made it worse. And then Stephen Colbert climbed on the pile. At this point, it wasn't even punching down anymore. It was a full crowd. Comedians, hosts, satirists, all pointing at the same target. Because when this many funny people agree, they're usually right. H&M like they're a fashion brand.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H.
And he'll say M and you'll say H and your friends say M and it just is a thing.
It's a thing.
And do you both love it?
Yes, and I like nicknames a lot.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
Or a power couple with a logo. The nicknames were so carefully planned, so desperately crafted to seem cool and relatable from two people living in a $14 million mansion. Nice try. But here's where it gets interesting. Trevor Noah didn't come out swinging at Meghan. He actually defended her first.
Took shots at the royal family.
Called out their issues, their stiffness, their outdated rules.
And I know some people are disappointed by the name Archie, but there's one person who's super excited, the Queen. Yeah, because you know for the last 9 months, she's been like, please don't be Jamal, please don't be Jamal, please don't be
Please don't be. He gave Meghan the benefit of the doubt when almost nobody else would. Trevor was on her side. And then he watched Harry at a movie premiere. Not watching a movie, not enjoying a night out, networking, pulling aside Disney executives, pitching his wife for voiceover work. The literal Prince of England, none of the king, working the room like a desperate Hollywood agent for his wife.
Prince Harry really did that. At a movie premiere last year, he asked the CEO of Disney to hook his wife up with voiceover.
Trevor saw it happen in real time. And something changed because this wasn't a couple escaping the toxicity of the royal family anymore. This was a PR operation, a brand with Harry as the product and Meghan as the CEO.
Queen summoned everyone to a private meeting. Everyone attended except Meghan Markle. And I'll be honest, I don't blame Meghan for not going, because nothing good happens when white people invite you to the countryside. We've all seen Get Out. We know how this
Trevor Noah went from defender to one of the sharpest critics in the room. And when he turned, that meant something. Let that sink in. Royal marriages once decided the fate of entire nations. Land, power, alliances, wars avoided, empires built. That was the point of marrying into monarchy.
Gotta admit, the monarchy has fallen off, right? No, because back in the day, it used to be like, if you marry my daughter, I'll give you Burgundy.
And now Harry is cornering Bob Iger at a party, begging for a Lion King voiceover. The downgrade isn't just embarrassing, it's historic. Trevor saw it, called it, and the American hosts made sure the whole world noticed. But the Americans, they were gentle compared to what was coming because the British were watching and the British wanted blood.
And now it's like, my wife actually does a pretty good Timon. You should hear her. Come on, baby, do the thing. Hakuna Matata, do the thing.
Jimmy Carr stepped up first, and he opened with a contradiction so obvious, so perfectly ironic, that nobody could defend it. Meghan built her entire identity on feminism, independence, female empowerment. I don't need anyone. She wore it like a uniform, talked about it in every interview. Then a prince looked her way, and everything she stood for was gone overnight.
I said Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
Suddenly, it was royal titles, tiaras, and curtsying to the queen. Jimmy Carr didn't even need a punchline.
He just pointed at the timeline. Here's what she said. Here's what she did.
The contradiction wrote itself.
The royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashian. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he f***ed up.
And the audience didn't just laugh, they nodded. The past doesn't disappear just because you moved to California. That Nazi costume photo still exists. Harry always will. And while Harry was busy rewriting his history, Meghan was spending British taxpayer money. Not quietly, not humbly, while giving interviews about how difficult everything was.
Harry and Meghan say they'd now like to split their time between spending your money in the UK and spending your money in Canada.
The British public wasn't just annoyed. They were furious. But Simon Brodkin, to his credit, actually gave them a fair chance. Sat down, watched the entire Netflix documentary start to finish. And what happened? People who had no opinion about Meghan and Harry walked away actively disliking them.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them.
The documentary didn't win anyone over. It converted neutrals into critics. They started with real legitimate grievances. Genuine moments that made you think, okay, maybe they have a point. And then came the performative cringe, the dramatic music, The lingering looks, the staged, candid moments. Harry's staring into the distance like he's in a cologne commercial.
They started off and they're making interesting points about racism and misogyny. Then they start calling each other H&M, and I just thought, oh, do f*** off.
Speaking about his life and language, so theatrical, so painfully overdramatic that suddenly the royal family looked reasonable by comparison.
Harry starts describing this one date with Meghan as the night, let me quote you here, me and M pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince Andrew.
The people he was attacking looked better because of him. That's not just a PR failure. That's an achievement. A terrible, spectacular achievement.
Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things after 6 episodes. I wanted...
Royal protocol isn't complicated. You're dating the Queen's grandson. Maybe, just maybe, Google what a curtsy looks like before the wedding.
But no.
And the security situation, Simon pointed out that their content got so unbearable.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who you've just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American? Like, that's weird.
And I'm thinking, maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the fucking queen.
So, relentlessly self-pitying that people started sympathizing with the security threats. The threats, that's a special kind of talent. Then Kelly Osbourne showed up, and she didn't roast Meghan. She demolished her. No mansion is a prison. No title is a trauma. Everyone has problems.
I think Harry's a twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems.
The difference is most people don't charge admission to hear about them. Crying about your suffering from a $14 million estate isn't brave. It's insulting. And Kelly didn't stop there. The photos still exist. The receipts are still online. Public memory doesn't reset just because a PR team is working overtime. Music, but the British comedians, this wasn't comedy for them anymore. It was personal. She walked into their institution, trashed it publicly, kept the titles, took the money, then ran, playing victim the entire way out.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's life is hard.
Yeah,
you were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
Pure fury doesn't cover it. However, some people moved past the jokes entirely because Bill Maher wasn't interested in roasting Meghan. He wanted to diagnose her. And what he said was more devastating than any punchline, writing a book about not wanting attention, than doing a world press tour for the book about not wanting attention.
They want it both ways. You know, you can't be, these people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
Maher just let that sentence hang in the air. No punchline needed. And then he said something that cut deeper than any joke. The Queen, the actual Queen, faced real scrutiny for 70 years. Wars, scandals, personal tragedies that would break most people. She never complained once. Not once, because she understood something Harry and Meghan fundamentally never will.
They just strike me as creatures of that generation. You know, you're just fragile. Just take a hint from the Queen, the recently departed.
Never complain, never explain, and rarely be heard speaking in public.
Dignity comes from silence, not from a Netflix camera crew. And Maher wasn't done complaining about your unbearable life. From a Montecito mansion with a Netflix deal, a Spotify deal, and a book deal. The privileged blindness wasn't just showing, it was blinding.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
I totally more put it simply. We see you. We understand what you're doing, and we're not playing along just because you demand it. No bowing, no bending the knee, not happening. And the audience, regular people, not royalists, not British. They cheered because this wasn't about monarchy anymore. It was about accountability.
And I will not bend the knee and just go along with the nonsense. That's what's so annoying about them. The most of all, they insist that you go along with their nonsense and their insanity and their fragility.
Then Nikki Glaser walked in, and she didn't get angry like Maher. She didn't get furious, like the British comedians. She just read music Meghan like an open book. Quietly, precisely, devastatingly.
He wants to be famous. She found the guy to make her the most famous in the world, and now she's over there and she's like, oh, this isn't what I thought
What's the point of being famous
Nikki didn't
in
see
a
a
castle?
love story.
She saw a strategy.
Music, find the one man on the planet who could make you more famous than any audition ever would. Mission accomplished. Because let's be honest, without Harry, Meghan Markle is on a reality show somewhere, fighting for a rose, hoping for a call back. The marriage wasn't just a romance. It was the ultimate career move. Nikki said it with a smile. That made it worse.
If she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season, fighting for Prince. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks barista. She just got lucky.
Then Conan O'Brien found a genius workaround. He didn't need the real people. He used the wax figures. And somehow that was funnier, because the joke wrote itself. The setup was absurd enough to be comedy.
I was curious what they did with Harry and Meghan's wax figures, so I found the museum employee who's temporarily storing them.
But just close enough to reality to actually sting. Their public image had become so cartoonish, so detached from normal human behavior that fake wax versions were indistinguishable from the real ones.
Oliver, you have generously offered to keep the wax figures of Harry and Meghan safe.
Yeah, that's correct. And if I may, I would just like to say that I'm definitely not using the wax figures for sex stuff.
The joke setup was perfect. Absurd enough to be funny, close enough to reality to sting.
A loving home, and I treat them better than the museum ever did. They didn't appreciate Meghan's soft hands or Harry's supple lip.
Then Conan found the jam. Meghan's jam business. Overpriced, unnecessary, packaged in luxury branding, sold to people who already have everything. While she talks about connecting with regular people, the jam isn't just a failed business. It's a symbol of everything people can't stand about her.
Yes. And he's like, no, I really am a middleman for jars of jam.
He works for Meghan Markle.
Yes. Yes.
Really tiny jams.
Harvestable jams. Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montesquieu.
And then John Oliver joined in. John Oliver, the measured one, the careful one, the one who picks his targets deliberately, if even he couldn't stay quiet. That tells you everything. John Oliver doesn't roast people for laughs. He builds cases. And his verdict on Meghan wasn't a joke. It was a diagnosis. Fundamentally incapable of change. When the most careful, most analytical comedian in the room says that out loud on camera, that's not comedy anymore. That's confirmation.
I don't think they will change because I don't think they have the capacity to, but they obviously should.
Just the beginning, because then the internet got involved, and when South Park comes for you, you've transcended celebrity drama.
So let me start with you, Sam. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
You've become cultural history. They didn't just mock Meghan and Harry. They made an entire episode. Harry's 600-page memoir rewritten as a children's book about whining. The setup was perfect. Two people who claim they desperately want normally.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines?
Currently on their third world media tour. Two people who say privacy is all they want while doing magazine covers, Netflix documentaries, and morning show appearances.
What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
South Park didn't exaggerate for comedy. They just pointed at the reality. A worldwide tour to promote their need for privacy.
To hell with Canada! We are leaving! We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people! Come on, wife! We want privacy! We want privacy!
The irony wasn't subtle. It wasn't hidden. It was screaming, and South Park made sure in front of millions of viewers globally that nobody could look away from it. When cartoons are writing episodes about your contradictions, the whole world is laughing, searching for a quiet, private, normal life while filming the entire search for content. Zero self-awareness, maximum hypocrisy.
Look at this town. There's just something about it. Oh, darling, I think this might be the place. It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved here, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal.
And just when South Park finished, Family Guy walked in because apparently one animated takedown wasn't enough. Family Guy went straight for the Netflix deal. Tens of millions of dollars for projects nobody could describe at a dinner party. Content so undefined that even the people who bought it couldn't explain what they were getting. The deal didn't just become a joke inside Hollywood. It became industry-wide mockery.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
And Harry, he went from representing the British Crown, one of music, the most powerful institutions in human history, to posting sponsored content for brands nobody has ever heard of for $250,000 checks. The fall isn't just sad, it's almost poetic. But then things got dark. Spitting Image created what many called the most brutal Meghan takedowns ever filmed.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
And then, quietly, it all disappeared. Scrubbed, gone. Allegedly.
And then quietly, it all disappeared. Scrubbed, gone, allegedly pulled under legal pressure, but we found it. And here's what they tried to erase. Spitting Image opened with something everyone recognized immediately. Meghan's performative goodness routine. Talking down to everyone, branding herself as humble while dripping with condescension.
I'm Megan Sussex, and I'm a good person. And I'm meeting another good person today, the wonderful Ariana Grande.
Oh my God, Megan, you're such a good person.
Yes, that's why I'm going to talk to you like you're an idiot.
Like you're in the puppet didn't need exaggeration. It just needed to show up. That was enough. A flower. That's it. That's the whole show. Take something completely ordinary, rebrand it as luxury wellness content. Add a flower, charge a premium.
I'm preparing my guests some soul food that my British husband calls a packet of crisps. Can be a tricky dish to master, especially when a packet is being a fucking bitch. Oh my God, you've been knocked down by the crisps. So vulnerable. I love it.
I'm just down here holding space.
And now, the finishing touches. A flower.
Spitting Image showed Meghan teaching people how to breathe. Something humans have managed for 300,000 years without her help. Stick a flower on it. Call it love. Sell it as wisdom.
I can subscribe to learn how to breathe, how as a finishing touch sticking flowers on anything means you made it with love, and I share the secret to a happy marriage. Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric color out!
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone.
They monetized basic human existence and packaged it as a lifestyle brand. The puppet didn't need to exaggerate. The reality was already absurd. And then came the scene that likely triggered everything.
Happy marriage. Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric color out!
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone down.
Harry, controlled, diminished, following instructions, the mask slipping in puppet form, shown so clearly, so brutally that someone powerful picked up a phone and everything vanished. Living next to Oprah while claiming they want privacy, close enough to celebrities for dinner parties, far enough from paparazzi. Unless a camera is needed, the puppet showed the power dynamic everyone suspected, but nobody could prove.
Now for the tricky part. Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that. Harry? Do we have any microwave?
It's a microwave, silly.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking duchess! Shake that off!
And that couldn't stay online. South Park was too big to silence, too powerful to pressure. Spitting Image wasn't.
In California, we're just a regular couple living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi. But not too far.
Here's the darkest irony of all. Trying to erase it only made millions more desperate to find it. So, those were some of the most brutal celebrity takedowns of Meghan Markle ever filmed.
Best thing is, no more following Granny's rules. Don't wear your pants on your head, Harry. Don't barf on the butler, Harry. If I want to play polo in my living room, who's gonna stop me?
Stop that!
Right away, mate.
I definitely missed a few. Who should be next? Drop it in the comments and tell me. Was this roasting justified? Or did some go too far? Subscribe because this story, it's nowhere near.